Really, where the hell did he come from? They shouldn't make cops like him. It was dangerous. I would do anything he said right now. In fact, he could cuff me and take me away if he wanted. I stayed quiet. I'd like to say I was strategically quiet, but I was actually speechless. That gave Tracksuit an opening. Not my fault. She was looking at her phone and slammed on her brakes, he announced. Sexy Cop eyed him for a moment and then looked to me. Oh, this was just all kinds of bullshit. I got hot inside. Probably a combination of the fact I was melting inside over Sexy Cop and angry with Tracksuit. I glared at Tracksuit, temporarily forgetting about Sexy Cop. I was not staring at my phone. I did not slam on my brakes. I slowed down because I had to. In case you didn't notice, I paused and gestured to the bumper-to-bumper traffic crawling along the crowded freeway. It's rush hour. I huffed and brushed my hair off my shoulder. Sexy Cop glanced between us.
Well, this should be easy enough to resolve. You mind letting me check your phone?
He asked. Huh? Was my brilliant response.
If I can confirm your phone wasn't in use, then it's easy.
There were laws about not using handheld devices when driving, but I hadn't been using my phone, so there was nothing to see. I handed it over without even thinking. Small problem, though. As soon as I handed it to him, I realized he would see my screensaver, which was a picture of a penis. That's right, a penis. It was a joke. A friend had a bachelorette party and all the baked goods were naughty. My screensaver had a picture of a penis cake. It was so lifelike, I'd been unable to resist the urge to photograph it and proudly save it to my phone. It made me laugh every time I looked at it. Great way to stay cheery. I watched his eyes land on the screen and flick back to me. My cheeks heated. His gorgeous mouth curled at the corner, just the teeniest bit, and I couldn't help but grin. His gorgeous blue eyes glinted with mirth, but he didn't laugh. He finally spoke.
You need to unlock it for me.
I almost forgot to mention, Sexy Cop had a British accent. Where in God's name did a British cop come from in Seattle? I didn't know, but he could talk to me all day. It was that awesome. I was downright flustered at this point, my body humming so hard I was almost loopy. I might have been embarrassed he'd seen the penis cake, but the little hint of a grin was enough to set me on fire inside. I quickly took my phone back and tapped out my password. There, look at whatever you need, I announced, remembering to throw a glare in Tracksuit's direction. Tracksuit simply rolled his eyes and crossed his arms again. Sexy Cop caught my eyes.
I can look at anything.
The corner of his mouth hitched up again. My cheeks got even hotter. I shrugged and adjusted my purse on my shoulder. I have nothing to hide. He arched a brow and glanced down at my phone screen.
I'd say not,
he murmured. I twirled a lock of my hair around my finger, watching as he pulled up my texts and calls, before handing my phone back to me. His eyes held the barest hint of a gleam, flicking down to my screen again as the cake penis reappeared when he closed out the list of calls.
All I needed to see were your calls, texts, and activity log. Entirely unnecessary to see anything else.
The sound of his voice sent a shiver up my spine, and heat unfurling in a wave through my body. All I could manage was a nod. Sexy Cop glanced from Tracksuit to me.
There's no evidence her phone was in use. It's heavy traffic, and you were behind her, likely following too closely.
He paused, and Tracksuit jumped in. That's bullshit. I know. I temporarily forgot my speechless state. Aside from being an obnoxious jerk, Tracksuit sadly reminded me of my last boss. He had the same cocky attitude. My last